What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let me give you guys an overview of what we're going to be doing on the Supra today. We got a few items that arrived from Wire and Specialties, 2 knock sensor plugs and pigtails, and 1 coolant temp. I've already installed the coolant temp. The wire and the pin was in great shape. I basically depinned it and used the plastic section, but we will have to install this. And like I said, we got this from Wire and Specialty. Believe it or not, they have a bunch of random OEM plugs that you can purchase right off their website. Another thing we got to install is the item that's inside this box. Check this out. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Hopefully Adam can comment below what this is, or if you guys have seen this before, maybe you can tell it what it is. It appears to me to be some kind of brace of some sort. This here is gonna bolt up to the transmission pan. So whatever he got this kit from, of course it comes with a new gasket, and of course it comes with a little bit longer hardware. And also I got the crank pulley tightened up as well. I was able to fit my 1/2-inch Milwaukee gun in there. I ended up having to go to Harbor Freight and grab me a short 24. So I went ahead and instead of buying just a single socket, I bought the whole set. And now we got that tightened up. We also got our carbon fiber fan shroud installed. And we also got our AC fan installed and all the appropriate plugs plugged up. There ain't much to see here. Look like it's a bunch of 10mm bolts that need to be taken out, and then you add that spacer in between there. So I'm not gonna show you guys this. I'll just show you the finished result. Wow, there we go, the finished product. And I found out that this is a spacer. And the reason I know it's a spacer is because what it's doing is making the pan deeper. I did a little research. You can either buy this spacer or you can do an IS300 automatic transmission pan. And according to that tape measure, it looks like it's about a 1/2-inch spacer. So you're getting about an extra 1/2 inch of ATF fluid capacity. Now I gotta put that cutout back on. That's where it goes. And check that out. On this electronic cutout, I was maybe like 70% concerned if right there at the top of this solenoid or this motor, if it was gonna come in contact with the transmission pan, since I put that spacer on there. But as you can tell, it's not. I got plenty of space. That's a good thing. And while we under here, I want to go ahead and show the power wire and the dash 10 E85 compatible fuel line setup. All right, so on to the second task. We got the wire in. I probably said before a knock sensor, but this is the second cam positioning sensor. So yeah, this motor has 2 cam positioning sensors, one in the front, one in the back. They're both on the intake manifold side. But the problem is, it's just like a lot of these old plugs, this plug happened to just basically break off. Here's the other end of it. I don't know the color coordination, so I'm gonna have to look up the wiring schematics real quick so I can be sure to wire that in the correct way. According to this wiring diagram I have, once again, we're looking at the cam position number 2. We verified that color. It's black with a white stripe, and the other color is blue. And we wanna make sure we know this orientation so we can wire it up. So looking at basically comparing this color with the wires on the other sensor, cam position sensor number 1, which is actually hooked up. I had the peg tail and everything hooked up. It looks like the white wire is the wire when you look at the sensor to the left. So this plug, there's the tab. The plug plugs in like this. So when you got it plugged in looking at it, the left side of the plug, which is this black wire, needs to go to the white wire. And then the white and black wire is gonna go to the red. There's the finished product. So like I said, if you look at the first one, I don't know if you can tell it, but the one to the left is white, the one to the right is orange. And so I basically did the same thing. The black with the white stripe is connected to the black wire, which is on the left, and vice versa on the other side. So that's done. All right, now I got the first cam positioning sensor wired in also. You couldn't tell, but that plug also had the clip right here. That clip that clicks it in place was broken. So now we got 2 fresh pigtails, and the last thing we need to do is put some insulation on it. And I got this insulation right here from Rogers Auction. If you live in North Carolina, you need to go to that website or call that phone number. They always got welding shops, mechanic shops, all that kind of stuff, even real estate that's for sale that actually is an auction, so therefore you can bid on it. And I mean, I got this whole loom, it looked like it's over 100 feet for, I think, 30 bucks. You can't beat it. So let me go ahead and slap some of this on there and we're done. Now we got all the wiring complete. We gotta take Stitch and put him where he belongs. It's official. That's the nickname of the Supra, Stitch. And one other thing too, we need to hook up the lines to the wastegate. These are the fittings that are coming out of our old school HKS wastegate. And out of all my miscellaneous fittings, none of these fittings work. This fitting work, but we're not using some of those push lock nylon hoses or whatever. So I'm gonna need to find out what the thread pitch is on this thing, and we're gonna end up needing to order 2 of them. And there's the last pigtail that I'd already wired up. That's for the coolant temp. Look at that pipe work game. Watch out, ladies. That pipe work is strong around here. I ain't do that though. I ain't do that. Then we got that ID fuel filter, Arc bar till, cam gears with that clear timing cover. And also we're going to install the spark plugs as well. Let me show you what spark plugs we're using. Guaranteed, you can't use any other spark plug when you're boosting your application unless you go with these guys, NGK. And then if you want to see which ones we're using, that's the part number 4644, but the part number that's going to be very valuable to you is the BKR 7Es. That number 7 is 2 steps colder than factory. Most of the time factory is going to be like a heat range of that number being 5, and when you go to number 7, that's considered actually 2 steps colder. So anytime you do high boost, you always want to run a 7. And then we're also going to take these and gap them as well. So according to all our research, some of the research on Supermania, it looks like our spark plugs need to be gapped at 0.024. So let me unwrap this nifty, cool JDM Crower spark plug gapping tool, and let's get to gapping. Just like we're gonna do them boys on the street. We're gonna gap. Hey, y'all ever gap any spark plugs before? On like a boosted application? Let me show you how to do it. Yo, this joker hot right here. See how Crower is engraved, how they etched it into this custom Crower edition, limited edition, black ice edition. This ain't your typical gapper, man. This joker nice right here. So you got one side of it that does it millimeters. That'll be the 1.1 side. And then we want to do it in American standard, American standard, which is inches. So we want it to be at like 0.24. So that's like the 4th notch before you get to that one. So it looks like a 028. And what I want to do now is close this gap. So take it and gently drop it on something hard. I ain't dropping enough. And then push it right over to 0.024. Now that we got all our spark plugs gapped, we can install them. And don't ever tote spark plugs around like that, because if you drop them, you're gonna be mad. And don't ever forget to put a little anti-seize on your spark plugs before you install them. Speed-Ass Garage, as you can tell, we got the spark plugs installed. We got the crank pulley bolt tightened up. We also, in this episode, installed our transmission pan spacer. And again, yeah, that was a transmission pan spacer. I forgot to add, I should have known better when I seen it, but usually like on domestics, when you do like a 4060, a TH400 transmission, and you start hopping it up and juicing it up, what they like to do is you can get a deeper pan, meaning that you get more fluid in the transmission. And when you got more fluid capacity, more fluid means that you have a better opportunity of dissipating the heat. So we did that with the Supra. We got our coil pack cover installed. We got our NGK spark plugs installed. I mean, this thing is ready to go to that side so that we can start on the ECU. That is gonna be awesome. The ECU we're gonna be using is an awesome piece. And to be honest with you, it's like one of the few ECUs that can control the automatic transmission that's in this Supra, which is the A340. So I'll probably add a couple clips of the Baltic Supra in here.
The Mustang, Pedro, and the Supra. Quarter-mile wind line, Pedro 770 to a 771.
He's out there killing the game again. It's just a proven testimony that these automatic transmissions are stout if you get them built by the right shop. So in the meantime, subscribe, like, check out my Facebook page, check out Instagram, and we will see you on the next episode.